Welcome in, welcome back, welcome to Stream-of-Unconsciousness, where the subject's made up and the words don't matter. Today we're going to go through a little bit of a different kind of thing. I had another video planned, but that sort of fell through based on some delivery things happening, which I will not get into, but suffice it to say, stuff I was waiting on did not arrive in time to make the video that I was looking to make. So today, I thought we'd cover a little bit about my haphazard way of working in some of the projects that I have in the going on in the background. This is a project that I finished previously, and finished with, in air quotes, I guess, of a Blade Runner Deckard figure. I did have the coat from the plastic meatball Dr. Loomis figure on him, but I'm actually making, and this is this project is in process, a trench coat for him. It's going to be interesting in that scale. A lot of hand sewing, but so that's on the table there. And next up we see some figures here that I refer to as not Gorn. They're part of a project that's been going on for a long time. Unfortunately, these little guys have been refusing to come into reality. I've been dragging them kicking and screaming. It's taken a long time. It's been a lot of false starts. I've got a lot of wire armatures with some putty on them laying around where it didn't work the way that I was wanting it. But they're getting there. They hopefully should be finished, quote unquote, soon. And then I generally, as I paint anymore, I put stuff on medicine bottles, just because I can tack them down to that with some super glue, and it's easier to paint them. You can see the second Doctor there. There is a Rankin Bass style goblin / orc that I got from Alex Bates from Forge of Ice. I have a few of those around. This is the only one that I actually started painting. I was doing a little kind of a proof of concept, but yeah, he's sort of in the middle of being painted. We hear my giant queue of Doctor Who minis from Crooked Dice that I'm slowly getting around to painting. Not all of them are from Crooked Dice. That one is actually, ooh, that's a nice dark shadow, isn't it? That one is actually from Hassle Free. And this one, no, those are Crooked Dice. So yeah, some good stuff there. The last Dalek and Davros that I needed to complete, that I got from a store on Etsy. They're 3D printed. I just ordered these. These are nice, and I would wholeheartedly recommend in supporting them if you enjoy what they do. You might not, because they're not in focus. There we go. So this is Mary Read, and this is Anne Bonny. Sculpts of historical female pirates. These are both from Bad Squidoo Games. They do female gaming miniatures that are more, let's say, realistic and not pinups. Again, I like both of those very much, so I ordered them, and I would wholeheartedly suggest, any of the people that I mentioned, I would wholeheartedly suggest supporting them, whether that's Alex or Bad Squidoo or even Crooked Dice. In the back here we see some 3D prints of some sculpts by Jason Miller from Big Miller Bros. This one I've actually started painting. They are based on characters from Farscape, which is a very wonderful show, as we knock stuff over. Because that's good. It's always good to drop a 3D print, right? There's no possible way they could shatter, is there? Stick that back on there. There we go. All right, my terrible pink cup. Anyway, got some Hynerians, got some Luxons. I've already painted one of the Luxons up to represent Dargo from the show. That one's going to be Rigel the 16th. Here we see some in-progress stuff on other corks in various, just as an example of these guys and how difficult it's been. This is one of the other sculpts that I had started and was like, nope, that's not working out the way that I thought it was going to. I've got a few of those around as I wave the camera in the air like I just don't care. An old Rolpartha D&D bugbear that's been primed for decades. My paint collection on nice acrylic racks. These are acrylic fingernail polish racks. I recommend them both for storage and for display. As we move past a bunch of the other stuff that I've got back here, these are actually old Blue Moon figures that are sold through Old Glory now. Whoa, I am not able to grip stuff with my left hand today. And I got those for a sort of Indiana Jones adjacent figure, which I've already painted and shown in another video. This is my test gelatinous cube made out of colored resin. As you can see, I need to redo smoothing of the back there. But it's an old plastic AD&D mini from mid-2000s, I guess. That I cut loose from his base and said, you know, this ought to make a good test bed. I like the color. It's a little bit tall, but you know, some of my own castings of my own Indiana Jones figure, as you've seen the painted examples of that a couple times now, or should have done. Another mini I sculpted back in the day that I decided to cast in plastic the other day because I had extra plastic from something I was doing. My original, the original gun that I sculpted for my Star Wars action figure custom action figure that I created, and then a couple of the casts that did not go as well as I would prefer. As you can see, they lost some detail on the ends. Hello, that's what was there, where bubbles formed. That's also what his gun is, a modified version of that, specifically for to more resemble a Blade Runner gun. Here we have some more. This is a plastic casting of my Indiana Jones. I do that a lot. Just tried various things. Some more of the Rankin Bass type goblin/orcs. Some of my own miniatures here. They were by the guy that was most interested in them christened them Titanians, being from Titan. Sort of big bulbous heads with tentacles. It was an old like 40s or 50s magazine painting that I used as kind of an inspiration for that. And here we've got a whole other rack of stuff that's also in the painting queue right now. Got some Blake 7 stuff I haven't finished, some Star Trek stuff I haven't finished, various and sundry other Star Wars, one of my own sculpts cast in plastic of one of the versions of Harry Dresden that I had sculpted. Haven't quite nailed that one yet. I've got two different versions of that, and I still think I need to probably do one more. As to get in the way of my own light. There is Mal Reynolds. This one is from Heresy Miniatures, I believe. Yeah, about that way back in the day. Some more Blake 7, some Federation troops and a robot and some Mutos, and then some more of my sculpts. These are my Rogue figure that I sculpted in Connor, and then Leon Kennedy with a shotgun and his leather jacket. Scary Potter. It is a zombie version of Harry Potter that I had done for Mega Miniatures when they were still in existence. This is Ashley from Resident Evil 4. It is not a good sculpt. I would probably want to redo that one. Sort of an undead Michael Jackson that I also did for Mega Miniatures. The sculpt that I did in memoriam for Nicholas Courtney, the Brigadier from Doctor Who. Some Traveler Newts that I did for Mega Miniatures. This is hassle-free. I also would recommend hassle-free. This came from a Kickstarter that they did back in the day. This is Ksenia, and this is her in her armor. She's clearly very undead. That's there's a Boy Scout that I did for Mega Miniatures, and a halfling eating an apple. That is actually a Dennis Mize sculpt from Roll Partha. That one is also, is that Roll Partha or is that, I don't remember if that's Roll Partha or if that's Reaper. I think that one, I'm gonna have to check on that one. A ton of Reaper Scots that I bought all at once and then never got around to all painting at the same time. That's not part of the line, but it is also Reaper. That is actually Roll Partha. That is the Terminator from a newer, well, I say newer, in the last 15 years anyway, a game that came out for Terminators. That is a sculpt of the Predator, or a plastic casting, I should say. This one is one of the deep ones, also available from Forge of Ice, an old Roll Partha AD&D troll. Got a mini that Kev White did, I believe, as part of a what did he do that as part of? Sorry about that. Part of a I don't even know what words I'm looking for. Anyway. Here is some old D&D minis, advanced D&D, or AD&D I guess I should say, from TSR. This is also Roll Partha, but it's an old Sea Elf Chris Fitzpatrick sculpt. He now runs Crocodile Games, or one of the people who runs Crocodile Games for sure. And then some more hassle-free minis based on the Archer cartoon, then a sort of George Lazenby-esque James Bond type figure, and then a more modern version there, and then some more old D&D minis. Anyway, that's the kind of stuff that I've got kicking around in my paint queue. A lot of stuff in progress, a lot of stuff in the wings. Anything you guys want me to focus on more in a future video, feel free to let me know. As always, please feel free to like and subscribe and comment. I love the comments. The likes help more people see these things. So feel free to do that. Anything you want to see in the future, let me know. Put it in the comments. We can make a video focusing on those. And we will see you next time.